Hey y'all, welcome back to another live show. And yeah, man, I've got tons, and I mean tons of barbecue videos coming. Something that was interesting, Living the Dream, one of the long-time subscribers of this channel, Irish Guys Adventure channel, he was commenting about, and this was a few days ago, hey man, why don't you do more seafood? And that's something on my to-do list. Unfortunately, for Memorial Day weekend 2021, I don't have any seafood, but I'm going to integrate seafood into videos within the next few weeks. So that's something I'll be pumping out real heavily. And again, I really appreciate that suggestion, because that's a missing component. I mean, one can only do so many racks of ribs and burgers and chicken and that sort of stuff. So seafood is super important. So I will be doing that. And let's see, I got a lot of videos that I put up the past few days. Just been doing a lot of grilling. Been doing steaks, fillets, ribeyes, sirloin, grilled onions. I got the grilled onion video coming. Baby back ribs. And today I'm just going to do, and it sounds really simple, but there's nothing wrong with a really perfectly grilled hot dog. So today, be grilling hot dogs, and with that, it's all about the side items and the condiments. So get a hot dog, put some relish on it, dill pickle relish, mustard, ketchup, serve some slaw on the side. You could even put slaw on your dog if you wanted to. We're going to do some slaw and some potato salad and watermelon. So all of the things that we often associate with a holiday weekend. So going to be doing that. Obviously, a ton of videos. I just had to get out and walk, man, because I tell you, man, eating like this, it's good, but if you don't balance it out with some exercise, you get fat. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, but my choice, my preference is to not, again, if I put 2 fingers in the left side of my pants, 2 fingers in the right, and they start to get tight, then I know I'm getting too fat. So that's how I gauge it. So if that happens, I just exercise more and, adjust my diet a little bit and then get thin again and then start eating good food again. That's how I do it. That is my wellness plan. So, what's your wellness plan? Do you give it a lot of thought? Do you monitor your weight or anything like that, or do you just not care? One of the things I care about, and I'm proud of this, and it's not going to change. Ever since I guess it was, it's 2021 now. So ever since about 2020, not 2020. 2000, the year 2000. Ever since about year 2000, I've been the same waistline and, waist size. And that's important because, the other thing you don't think about with diet and all of that is that if you do choose to eat unhealthy and not exercise, what may happen is that, you may get too big for your clothes. And, that's something I'm proud of. I've stuck to the same waist size since 2000. And I eat a ton of stuff, man. But, that's the thing that I like to monitor is the waistline, because, if you do choose to eat a lot, you're probably going to get fat if you don't work out properly. But the biggest thing is the expense, because if your waist size changes, you're going to have to buy new pants, and pants are expensive. So, my thing is I buy good pants, chinos, jeans, dress slacks, shorts, and I just buy stuff that's always a timeless style, something that'll never go out of style. And then that way, unless I rip it or spill some food coloring or something on it and ruins it, I've got pants that'll last many years. A lot of stuff I wear now I've gotten in the early 2000s, and it still looks stylish. So, that's another thing to be aware of, is that, if you don't monitor your fitness, that, you could incur the cost of having to buy new clothes, and that's expensive. So, just something else to be aware of. But yeah, I mean, with this being Memorial Day weekend, I mean, there's going to be a lot of temptation. Barbecued ribs with barbecue sauce with a ton of sugar in it, as I did last night. There's a big watermelon. Watermelon's pretty healthy. It's a fruit. It's got natural sugars, obviously no added sugars to a farm fresh watermelon. And then there's hot dogs. What you may not realize, and this will blow your mind, look at the back of your condiments, your mustards and your ketchups and that sort of stuff. Look at the ingredients. And you might be surprised to find that a lot of your, especially salad dressings, but a lot of your condiments, things you put on your hot dogs or, dip your chicken in or whatever, those things often have added sugars. Now, again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just some dude that likes to cook and eat and not get too fat. So, what you may not realize about those added sugars is that, there's sugars that are in fruit. Those are natural sugars. So, peaches and watermelons and strawberries, natural sugars. Yeah, it's still sugar. And sugar's still going to make you fat. But when you add added sugar, think about it this way. This is the way I like to visualize added sugar. If you go to the ice cream place and you get a thing of ice cream, right? Yeah, I mean, that's going to taste good, but it's very unhealthy. But then you go through the line and you add all these different types of chocolate toppings, syrups, and then fruit and all this on top of a thing of ice cream. You know what I'm talking about, the ice cream places you go. That's really good. I'm not poking fun at it. The places you go and you get a cup and you fill it up and you put all these toppings, and it's often priced by the weight. That stuff's good, but think about it. Think about just a cup of ice cream as being sugar, and obviously ice cream has added sugars in it too. But think about it just being the sugar, and then when you're adding all that extra stuff on, you're just adding more sugars. But again, in the case of fruit does not have any added sugars, because fresh fruit that you get out of the garden, I'm not talking about going to the store and buy, because when you buy fruit that's been processed and this, that, and the other, it may have some additives. But just going out in the garden, you got a strawberry bush in your backyard, or you got a watermelon vine, you go out and pick that fruit. That should just be natural sugars, zero added sugars. So, that's it's one thing I try to do. I mean, I'm very health conscious about, what I consume. I mean, as far as beverages, just water, unsweet tea. I get those miniature sodas, whether it's a Pepsi or a Coke or whatever. I'll get those minis, and I'll do one of those a day. That's just kind of a treat. Yeah, it's not healthy, but there's something about that, that carbonation mixed with the caffeine and the sugar that just, gets it going. I don't drink coffee. So, for me to have a mini soda for breakfast is a treat. Something else you may not be familiar with, and actually I wasn't either until my wife turned me onto it. It's called Spindrift. And what Spindrift is, and actually it's been out for a while, but it's a water. It's just water, and it's got natural fruit and carbonation. So the effect is that, you're drinking a soda, and that's because of the carbonation. But in reality, you're just drinking water that has natural fruit. So, if you want those scrubbing bubbles, as they call them, not the cleaner, but the effect of the carbonation, bubbles. If you want that effect and you don't want added sugars, those are really cool. So, for that matter, you could get, sparkling water, without any flavors added. And you could, get a little bit of fresh fruit and squeeze in there, maybe a lemon or whatever else, and just add that natural fruit essence to your carbonated water. So that's that's kind of cool. That's if you don't want to just drink water and unsweet tea, that's a good alternative. Now, drinking straight up fruit juices, if you're drinking fruit juice, be sure it's 100% juice. But keep in mind, just because that fruit juice may be 100% juice, that doesn't mean it's good for you. Because, there's an amount of, of even natural sugars that can get to be really bad. Now, again, natural sugars are often never as bad as added sugars, but, they're still sugars. Sugar makes you fat. So, just something to be aware of there. But, I'm not trying to steer anybody away from fruit and that sort of stuff, and, ketchup on a hot dog, and, all that stuff's good, man. You just gotta, you should do what I do, and that's, monitor your weight, monitor your, again, your weight, your waistline, and, just be proactive about, make exercise mandatory. A lot of people are like, well, I do it or whatever. Heck, today's a holiday. What am I doing? I'm out walking because I don't want to get fat. That's my thing. It's, everybody's entitled to make their own life choices. But when it comes to health, if you neglect your health, you may not be walking tomorrow, man. That's one way to look at it. It's kind of morbid, but if you become overly consumed with whatever you're doing, maybe you're a car salesman, maybe you're a physician, maybe you're a hustler, whatever you are, if you become overly consumed, it doesn't matter what you're doing that's an unhealthy activity. If you don't counteract it with some healthy things, like walking and going to the gym and, trying to eat a reasonably acceptable diet, you can really put yourself in a pickle, and that's not good. So, just, again, some things to be aware of. I'm not one to preach diets. I admire people that are health conscious, but the people that are preachy, what I'm talking about. It's like you go to the gym, and then you go by a gas station or something, and then you pick up maybe you've had a hard workout and you pick up a energy drink, and they're like, no, that's got all the sugars in it. Sure, it does, but in certain situations you may want that. Having that not energy drink. I don't do energy drinks, but drink with electrolytes in it. There's several different brands, but they also have a lot of sugars often. But if you want that, do it. The people that are just the people that are so preachy when it comes to diet and fitness, those are the people that they annoy me because they're not fun to be around. Because if people are too preachy about it, that's just it can work in the opposite way. It can turn people against the idea of physically fit and healthy eating lifestyle. I think that's important. You can enjoy incredible foods, and sure, some of them can be a little bit semi-unhealthy, but it's about how you prepare it. For example, I'm a budget shopper. I'm always looking for a discount, but I'll get wings, wingettes and drumettes. The little things like you get and go to a wing place and get your hot wings, that size wing and drumette. And instead of frying them, with oil and that sort of stuff, what I'll do is air fry them. So, I'm getting that crispiness. Actually, I like the crispiness better, but I'm not getting all the grease from the deep fry. And, all I've got is the the wingettes and the drumettes with, you know, sprayed generously with olive oil. And then when I finish them up, you know, I toss them in some hot sauce and add some spices, and that's it. You know, a lot of times I don't get fancy and add ranch dressing. Ranch dressing's got a lot of bad stuff in it, but even if I did, you know, that would be my choice. And, you know, I wouldn't want someone preaching to me and saying, hey man, you can't dip your wings in ranch. Because my argument would be, well, you know what? I air fried these wings, so I'm already ahead of the pack. Or, you know, I grilled these wings, so I'm already ahead of the pack. If I want to add, you know, a little bit of extra unhealthiness, some ranch, I can do it. You know, I deserve that. So, you know, that's just one way to look at all of this. And, you know, it's the people that, you know, they get the wings, they get them deep fried, and then they get the ice cream, and then they get a side of deep fried French fries. I mean, you can still eat good food and just not go overboard. So in that scenario, you know, I would do those, and I'd have a side of celery and carrots, or maybe no side at all. You know, just eat a bunch of meat. You know, that's one way to look at it. So, you know, you can enjoy good foods. I mean, one of the best additions to the Irish Guys Adventure Channel kitchen has been the air fryer. You know, because it's amazing with the air fryer. Not just chicken wings. I mean, you can do vegetables. You can do fish fillets. I mean, you can do so much stuff, and it's so much healthier than deep frying or other ways of cooking. And the same with grilling. I mean, when you're grilling, yeah, I mean, you've got just a very healthy meal. So, you know, if you can grill or air fry versus other cooking methods that often create food that's less healthy, you know, go for it. And I can still get the texture, and I can get the flavor. You know, with grilling, you know, my flavor primarily comes from wood smoke, you know, hickory smoke. From the air fryer, it's the spices I use. You know, spices, unless you've got some that have a bunch of sugar added to them, spices for the most part, pretty good for you. So, and there's some people, and again, I'm not a doctor, but there's some people that suggest that spicy food may, and again, I say may because I don't know, but there's some people that suggest that spicy food may help with weight loss. So, you know, that's another perk to you know, to go an air fried route or grilled route and just adding some spices that don't contain sugar. So, I mean, there's ways to do it, man. But again, you know, even with this being Memorial Day weekend, you know, a day when most people are just relaxing and that, I'm relaxing too. But you got to take, you don't have to do anything, but you should take at least a half hour or so, go out and get some exercise, and, you know, and then resume your cooking and everything else. You know, I mean, that's the way it is. So it's all a balancing act. And again, I'm the same waist size that I've been since the year 2000. And, you know, I'm going to adhere to that because there's no reason not to. Because again, the other thing associated if people can start getting fat is you got to buy more clothes. So, you know, that's an incentive to not get too skinny either. Because if you work out too much and you know, start this little diet that's not enjoyable, and then you lose weight, well, then you're having to buy new clothes because you're getting too skinny. So I just keep it right where it is. And again, my secret, 2 fingers in the left side of my pants, 2 fingers in the right side of my pants. And if they start to feel tight, I know I'm getting too fat. But I hope you found this live stream to be inspirational. You know, again, I don't want to be a preachy fitness and weight loss talker because I know that can act as a deterrent. But I hope that it provided motivation for you and possibly others to really just, you know, enjoy this stuff. Morning, Lieutenant. Thanks, everyone, and y'all have a wonderful Memorial Day. See ya.